there are so many people who help me out, who collaborate, who make life sweet. Number one, my sister. I have the most phenomenal sister. And we made the journey together across the world, and we lived in the caves together, and we collaborate on songs, and she sings all my backups, and she's the most beautiful, phenomenal person, and I probably wouldn't have become a singer if it wasn't for her. You know, Jim Scott, who's an amazing mixer, engineer, producer. He recorded a lot of the Chili Peppers albums and Tom Petty's albums. He was really like a mentor to me. When I first came to LA, I met him over at Cello Studios, and he was really encouraging, and he would listen to my early demos, and he would just be like, you can do better, you can do better. And he would invite us, my sister and I, to sessions, like we went to a Chili Peppers session, and we'd sit there quietly and watch and learn and see how high the bar was, you know. And so he was pretty fundamental. It's been a lot of people, you know. It was awesome that Johnny Resnick played on my record. He played on the song Wildflower. He's a really like sensitive, wonderful person, like a really cool rock and roll guy, and he offered to play. He'd worked a lot with my producer and Ken Allardyce. Ken recorded his other records, and that was an awesome experience. We went over to his house and plugged in, and we needed some kind of raunchy riffs for the beginning of Wildflower, and he sat down and he was really raunchy. We had so much fun. He's a really great guy. At the end of the desert stay, it was a really strange thing. Victoria and I had been living in this like cave, and we were down in Yucca Valley in a Kmart. I don't know what we were doing there. We were probably like buying canned yams or something, because we were ramen, because we didn't have much to live on. But it was a strange thing. It was probably the first time we'd gone out of the cave, and this guy came up to us in this hat, and he had an English accent. He was like, "Hey guys, what are you guys doing in the desert?" You know, he realized we weren't like locals, and he said, "Oh, you know, do you know who I am?" And I said, we both said no, and he said, "Oh, I mean Ian Astbury, the lead singer of the Cult." So we ended up like hanging out with Ian for a couple of days in the desert. But he was also very influenced by the Doors. So for me to meet him out in the desert, wandering around and have this wonderful conversation about Jim Morrison was just an awesome happening. I have a lot of spontaneous happenings in my life. I seem to just sort of meet people, and we'll go on this little journey and say bye and see them down the line. But yeah, it was really cool.